Good morning. How are you? I want to talk to you today about being a mother. Now, not in the totality of the duty of the title, being a mother. There are just some aspects that should be present in being a mother. For instance, being present. So I took my children yesterday to go to this makeshift park that's just on this parking lot. And there's a basketball court, there's for drawing, there's a place for getting on some laptops, and there's just a whole bunch of activities, and it's catered for children. So I went over there and I had my kids begin to get back in the truck. They're like, we ready to go. So after some time, my two other kids come, and so now all three are at the truck and they're ready to go. I said, okay. So two kids follow them and they're up at my truck. I look out my window. Who was these two extra kids? I have a huge truck, but it still only seats three. I mean, with the car seats can just go ahead and just take up space for a whole human. So I had the two other children come next to my door, and I said, how can I help you, babies? And they say, oh, can you call my mom? I say, okay, I'll call your mom. And so I said, what's their number? What's her number? And they give me her number. And this little girl is, just because she's shorter than my daughter, I know that she's younger than 6, younger than 5 even. But she's like, and she gives me her mom's number. And I'm like, impressive. It reflects on any adult in her life that taught her the 10-digit numbers. So I call, and the number goes straight to voicemail. I looked down at the girl and I said, oh, do you know another number? Who's at your house? Where do you live at? And I was like, do you need a ride home? Now, there's a police parked in between the two stores. And I say, they ain't gonna get me, because I know I have thought about adoption and foster care, but I said, this is too easy. What's going on? These little two standard black kids, I said, I'll take y'all in a second, but I ain't going to jail in a second. So I said, let me try this number again. Is anybody at your house? And she says, oh, my granny's always at the house. I said, okay, well, I'm going to take you over there, but let me try this number again. So I make it to where I call this number, and then I leave a text message, and I say, this park is closing and no one else is here. I get a text back, but she didn't call, or whoever didn't call. And I say, you know what? No, the text says to me, oh, they didn't tell me that they was closing. They told me that I was under the impression that it was going to be 6 o'clock. I'm like, okay. I just look at the text like, that had nothing to do with me. Come get your kids. So I look down at this young girl and I say, and her little boy, her little brother, who had to be around 2 years old. So I say, you know what? I'll just wait here. And I look at my children. I know that they ready to go. They looking like, this is interesting. I say to the young girl, maybe, did your mom go to work, or is she one of the stores? She said, no, she went to work. My mama said she'd be right back. And I was like, how your mom gonna be right back? But she went to work and she was able to drop you off over here. And it was chilly. But if you were to stand in the unshaded areas, then you would be able to get some warmth and you'd be completely fine. And then their outfit would have been conducive for the weather. So less than 5 minutes later, this woman drives up, and then the two kids leave my truck and they walk over to her. And then the woman says, ma'am, what time were y'all going to close today? And why didn't y'all just let me know that when I came up here and started talking to y'all? I look left, I look right, and I help her look for who she's on. What? Oh, I've been working on my heart. And when I say I've been working on my heart, I've been working on putting Jesus in my heart. I was like, I'm going to give you some. That's literally my instinct. Like, whatever it is you want, I give it to you. But then I say, and then she took from that. She inferred from that, I'm not the one, I don't work here. So, because that's attitude already. When you look left and right. Then this woman who had her hair wrapped she came out from around in the front of her car, and she had on some house shoes. And I was just like, maybe she got a home-based business. Left it alone. Then she started yelling at somebody else that just left Aldi, walking across the parking lot. And then she started yelling at me, and I said, I don't think she work here neither. And then she just starts yelling in the air. She said, you know what? I came over here and I talked to somebody and I asked them, when is they going to shut down? And now they already gone. As soon as they come back tomorrow, they going to have a bone to pick with me. And then those kids got in the car. I drove off and I rolled my windows up because I was like, I talked to my kids and I said, y'all see that? Y'all see how I'll take y'all places, but I'll stay there? You see how I will go with you places? You see how I take y'all to places where I'm going? I said, no, you do not drop your kids off and go to this open space, makeshift place. And yes, she did say she talked to somebody. Whether that's true or not, who cares or whatever, I don't even doubt it. However, that whole experience, because I started telling my kids that's crazy, and I think she is stupid for thinking that they are responsible for taking care of your kids. You are the primary guardian because you have the title of being a parent. Then the more is expected of you, so you have to be present. So for her to come and looking for who to dish responsibility to was ignorant, and she was just shouting, which is a reflection of her lack of understanding. It is all you, honey. These children, they're all you. They're all your responsibility. So when I started talking to my children, I was actually raising my voice, and I caught myself before I got to the next light. And I said, I cannot be yelling at y'all. Y'all probably don't even understand what the dangers and the severity of the situation that I was just talking within, and me hollering at y'all gonna think that I'm mad at y'all. So I cut that yelling out, and I just started asking my kids questions. Do you know that when we went to that place, it was a kids thing, so I stayed at the bench. Oh, do you remember that other event where I didn't go in the bouncy house, but I stayed outside? Do you know? But I was present, I was visible. And when we went to church, there's a big huge kids play area that goes all the way to the top of the ceiling. However, I need to use the restroom, and so I said, either I draw all of you out and then go to the restroom, or I will leave you guys here with all these mothers looking, and I will talk with the mother. And then she knows the black kids and all these 50 white kids. Those 3 are mine. And then I went to the restroom. So don't come looking for me. That's how you get lost. And I gave them that, and I reminded my children of how in that church incident, I told them in the car, don't come looking for me. It's not that I know what I'm doing and you don't. It's exactly it. I know what I'm doing and you don't. And so I will come back. And don't go looking for me unless you need to use the restroom. I will be back. So with this woman, that whole thing, I think, was a lesson for me. That's how I used to be as a mother, where I'm expecting other people to be responsible for my duties, for my children, for what came out of my womb. These are my offspring. And so I may not get another opportunity like that, but I definitely will continue to draw on that in my memory, because I am always open and receiving information on how I can grow, I can be better, I can improve, I can just learn. And I think that whole experience was for me. But I think that that's also too selfish. I think that I also could have said something, and that in itself also is for me. I could have said in that instance, sis, no, you coming up here with anything more than a calm and a thankful spirit is ignorant. Ma'am, I could have addressed her. I could have shared her. I could have seen in her what I used to have in me and cautioned her and said, this is my time and my opportunity to lend the information, whether she wants to receive it or not. I could have said, ma'am, I could have been a kidnapper and your kids would have been gone. No one was around. Yes, the police is over there, but I'm a black woman picking up 2 black kids. What they gonna say? What are they gonna say? And they didn't do anything because apparently he was on his Popeye's lunch break. So anyway, I could have turned around and given her what I saw that she was lacking in that time and in that moment. And yes, I do regret it. I regret it because those children are under someone who could be under a woman who could be a little bit more accountable, and a woman who could be a little bit more grateful, and a woman who could be a little bit more, not a little bit, but a whole lot of bit aware of the evil that is in this world, and which would cause her to be a lot more protective. Although I regret that, I can still send my prayers up to God and have Him just be a fence for the children and for her.